Grade 6 learners, it's nice to see you again. Welcome to Mathematics 6 Quarter 3, Lesson 2. I am your teacher, Teacher Ness. Are you excited for a fun learning session? Come on! Here is your learning target. At the end of this video lesson, you can formulate the rule in finding the nth term using different strategies. Before we proceed to our lesson, let us first understand the following words that we are going to encounter as we go on with the lesson. First, pattern. Pattern is a series or sequence that repeats. Math patterns are sequences that repeat based on a rule. Sequence, a list of numbers or objects arranged in a particular order. Term, each number or object of the sequence. Each term can be obtained by using a pattern or a rule. Now, are you ready for today's lesson? I hope so. Our topic is about pattern and sequence. Numbers are not only used for counting or measuring. They are also used to identify order and sequences. One good example is the use of numbers for identifying location and one's address. Most addresses follow a certain process or sequence. There is a good reason why most streets are named as First Street, Second Street, Third Street, and so on. We also use numbers in our everyday life. Numbers indeed play an important role in setting and organizing our routine for the day. We follow a certain pattern, and doing so make things predictable to us. Can you recall skip counting? Do you know how to? So let's have these examples. Let's try skip counting by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Do you know what's next? I know you know. How about skip counting by 3? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Can you continue? How about skip counting by 4? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. You can finish it up to 40. Let's analyze the situation. Erica, a grade 6 pupil, wanted to buy a new dress. She decided to save money. In the first week, she saved 5 pesos. In the second week, she saved 10 pesos. And in the third week, she saved 15 pesos. If the pattern continued, how much money did she save in the 6th week, the 7th week, and the 8th week? Let us find the answers to the following questions. Number 1, how much money did she save in the 6th week? Number 2, how much money did she save in the 7th week? Number 3, how much money did she save in the 8th week? If we are going to go back to our problem, in the first week, she saved 5 pesos. In the second week, she saved 10 pesos. In the third week, she saved 15 pesos. So we need to find 4th and 5th week also. So let's write this down. That is 5, 10, 15. What's the next? Again, that is 5, 10, 15, and blanks. What do we call this? This is a sequence. Sequence is a list of numbers or objects arranged in a particular order. Therefore, there is a certain order. Can you see the order? Each number is called a term. Again, term is a number or object of the sequence. 5, 10, 15 are all terms. How about pattern? What's the pattern? Pattern is a series or sequence that repeats. Can you see a pattern in our sequence? Let's find out as we go on with the lesson. So here is our sequence. 5, 10, 15. We don't know what's next. So what are we going to do? We have to look for a pattern. Can you see a pattern from 5, 10, 15? Let's analyze further. From 5, it is now 10. What's the difference? Oh, it's 5. 5 plus 5, that is 10. How about from 10 to 15? What's the difference? That is also 5. 10 plus 5 is 15. How about 15 going to the next term? If we are going to use 5 again, that is 20. 15 plus 5 is 20. Can you see now the pattern? Okay, so let's continue using plus 5. 20 plus 5 is 25. Now that's the fifth term. 25 plus 5, that is 30. Now that's the sixth term. How about 30 plus 5? That is 35. 35 plus 5, that is 40. Now we all know what's the missing terms. Again, this is the first term or the first week. This is the second term or the second week. This is the third term or the third week. This is fourth term or fourth week. This is fifth week or fifth term. This is the sixth term or the sixth week. This is the seventh term or the seventh week. And this is the eighth week or the eighth term. So now we know what's the sixth term, what's the seventh term, and what's the eighth term. In short, in the sixth week, Erica saved 30 pesos. In the seventh week, Erica saved 35 pesos. In the eighth week, Erica saved 40 pesos. That's quite easy, right? But how about if I ask you this? How much money did she save in the 15th week, 35th week, 40th week? Oh, that's quite long. Can you think of another way to solve this? Now, let us find the next terms using an easier way. So again, this is our sequence. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. 5 is the first term. 10 is the second term. 15 is the third term. 20 is the fourth term. 25 is the fifth term. 30 is the sixth term. 35 is the seventh term. 40 is the eighth term. This is what we call position. Each term has a certain position in the sequence. We are going to represent that with the letter N. Again, let us represent position as letter N. If we are going to use the multiplication table, this is how it looks like. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So now, let us look at the factors of 5. To get 5, we multiply 5 times 1. To get 10, we multiply 5 times 2. 5 times 3 equals 15. 5 times 4 equals 20. 5 times 5 equals 25. 5 times 6 equals 30. 5 times 7 equals 35. 5 times 8 equals 40. 5 times 9 equals 45. 5 times 10 equals 50. What have you noticed? 5 does not change. Multiplication does not change. But this number changes. This is our N. That is the position of the terms. Therefore, we can use 5 times N, where N represents the position of each term in a sequence. Now, let's find out how much money did she save in the 15th week, 35th week, and 40th week. If we are going to use 5 times N as our nth rule. Again, 5 times N is our nth rule. Now, let us substitute N with 15, 35, and 40 because that is the position of each term. Now it will become 5 times 15 instead of 5 times N. 5 times 15 equals 75. How about in the 35th week? So that is 5 times 35. 5 times 35 equals 175. How about in the 40th week? It means that if the pattern is plus 5, the nth rule is 5 times n. How about if the pattern is plus 2, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20? That is 2 times n. That is 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 times 5 equals 10. 2 times 6 equals 12. 2 times 7 equals 14. 2 times 8 equals 16. 2 times 9 equals 18. 2 times 10 equals 20. Again, n does change, but not 2. How about if that is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30? This time, the pattern is it adds. So therefore, that is 3 times n. 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 times 5 equals 15. 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 7 equals 21. 3 times 8, that is 24. 3 times 9, that is 27. And 3 times 10 equals 30. How about if that is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40? This time, in the sequence, the pattern is it adds 4. So therefore, we are going to use the nth rule 4 times n. So let's change n with the position. 4 times 1, that is 4. 4 times 2, that is 8. 4 times 3, that is 12. 4 times 4, that is 16. 4 times 5 equals 20. 4 times 6, that is 24. 4 times 7, that is 28. 4 times 8, that is 32. 4 times 9, that is 36. And 4 times 10, that is 40, and so on. How about if that is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60? This time, the pattern is it adds 6. So we can use 6 times n as our nth rule. Just follow the multiplication table. That is 6 times 1, that is 6. 6 times 2, that is 12. 6 times 3, that is 18, and so on. It's the same in 7, 14, 21, 27, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. In this sequence, it adds 5 to the next term. So the nth rule is 7 times n. How about in 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80? This time, it adds 8 to each term. So our pattern, or our nth rule, is n times 8, or 8 times n. How about if that is 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. This time, the pattern, it adds 9 to the next term. So we can use the nth rule, 9 times n. Just the same in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. This time, the pattern adds 10 to the next term. So we can use the nth rule, 10 times n. Let's have another sequence. Let us find the next 3 terms by formulating the nth rule. So this is our sequence, 1, 3, 5, 7. Again, first we have to look for a pattern. So 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so 1 is the first term, 3 is the second term. To get to 3, we need to add 2. 1 plus 2, that is 3. How about going to the third term? 3 plus 2 equals 5. Can you now see the pattern? How about from third term to the fourth term? That is also plus 2. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Again, this is the position, and we are going to represent position as letter n. Okay, again, the pattern is equals to add 2. So how are we going to find the next three terms of the sequence? Again, we can use the formula 2 times n. If we are going to use that formula, these are the terms. 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 times 3, that is 6. And 2 times 4, that is 8. Oh no! 2 is not the same with 1. 4 is not the same with 3. 6 is not the same with 5. 8 is not the same with 7. Oh! But we can see that there is a common difference of 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. 6 minus 1 is 5. 8 minus 1 is 7. So how about if we are going to use another nth rule? Because it's not the same with 2 times n. How about if we are going to subtract 1 from all of the answers? So that is 2 times 1 minus 1 equals 1. 2 times 2 minus 1 is 3. 2 times 3 minus 1 is 5. 2 times 4 minus 1 equals 7. Look, 2 does not change. Minus 1 does not change. 1, 2, 3, 4 change. Therefore, we can use the nth rule 2n minus 1 or 2 times n minus 1. 2n is not right. 2n minus 1 is the correct nth rule. So this time, let us use the formula 2n minus 1 to get the next three terms of the sequence. 1, 3, 5, 7. Again, first term, second term, third term, fourth term, and we don't know what's the fifth term, the sixth term, and the seventh term. So let us use 2 times n minus 1. So let's substitute n by 5, by 6, and by 7. 2 times 5, that is 10, minus 1, that is 9. 2 times 6 minus 1 equals 11. 2 times 7 minus 1 equals 13. Therefore, the fifth term is 9, the sixth term is 11, and the seventh term is 13. Let us have another sequence. Let's find out the next three terms by formulating the nth rule. Again, first term is 4, second term is 10, third term is 16, and 22 is the fourth term. We have to look for a pattern. What's the pattern? That is plus 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 6, 16. 16 plus 6, that is 22. Our pattern is plus 6. If it adds 6, we can use the formula 6 times n. Now let's apply. 6 times 1, that is 6. 6 times 2, that is 12. 6 times 3, that is 18. And 6 times 4 is 24. But it's not the same with our sequence. 6 is 4. Second term is 10 instead of 12. Third term is 16 instead of 18. Fourth term is 22 instead of 24. What's wrong with this? So we can see that 6 going to 4, there is a difference of 2. 12 going to 10, there is also a difference of 2. 18 going to 16, there is a difference of 2. And 24 going to 22, there is a difference of 2. So the common difference is 2. So let's have this one. 6 times 1 minus 2 equals 4. 6 times 2 minus 2 equals 10. 6 times 3 minus 2 equals 16. 6 times 4 minus 2 equals 22. Now, is it the same with our sequence? It is the same, right? So look, 6 does not change. Minus 2 does not change. But 1, 2, 3, 4 changed. Therefore, we are going to use 6 times n minus 2 as our nth rule. 6n is not right, but 6 times n minus 2 is the correct nth rule. So let's find out the next three terms by formulating the nth rule. We already have the nth rule, so that is 4 as the first term, 10 as the second term, 16 as the third term, 22 as the fourth term. This time we have to look for the fifth term, sixth term, and seventh term. If we are going to use our formula 6 times n minus 2, we are going to substitute n by 5, 6, and 7. Let's see. 6 times 5, that is 30, minus 2 equals 28. 6 times 6, that is 36, minus 2 equals 34. 6 times 7, minus 2, that is 40. So we now know that our fifth term is 28, our sixth term is 34, and our seventh term is 40. The sequence. Let us find the next three terms by formulating the nth rule. 4 is the first term, 7 is the second term, 10 is the third term, and 13 is the fourth term. Again, these are the position, and position is represented by the letter n. Can you see the pattern here? That is plus 3. 4 plus 3, that is 7. 7 plus 3, that is 10. 10 plus 3, that is 13. So our pattern is plus 3. So, if that is plus 3, we can use the formula 3 times n. 3 times 1, that is 3. 3 times 2, that is 6. 3 times 3, that is 9. And 3 times 4, that is 12. Again, it's not the same with our terms. 3 becomes 4. 6 becomes 7. 9 becomes 10. 12 becomes 13. Can you see a common difference? All of that is more than 1. How about we add 1 to each number? So 3 times 1 plus 1 equals 4. 3 times 2 plus 1 equals 7. 3 times 3 plus 1 equals 10. 3 times 4 plus 1 equals 13. Now, it is the same with our terms, right? 4, 4, 7, 7, 10, 10, 13, 13. And look at our formula. 3 does not change, plus 1 does not change, but 1, 2, 3, 4 changes. So we can use 3 times n plus 1 as our nth rule. Again, 3 times n is not right, but 3 times n plus 1 is correct. So now, we can find the next three terms by using the nth rule. So again, we are looking for the fifth term, sixth term, and the seventh term. So let us use 3 times n plus 1. We have to substitute n by 5, by 6, and by 7. So that is 3 times 5 plus 1 equals 16. 3 times 6 plus 1, that is 19. 3 times 7 plus 1, that is 22. So now we know that our fifth term is 16, sixth term is 19, and seventh term is 22. Everything clear so far? I hope so. Let us try this. Completing. You are going to complete the table by answering the nth rule and the next three terms. Again, you need to formulate the nth rule and find the next three terms. So what should you do? First, you have to look for the pattern. Second, you have to formulate the nth rule. And third, you need to apply the nth rule to get the next three terms. You can pause this video if you need more time to answer this activity. Here are the answers. Did you get 4 or more items correctly? Then, you understood the discussion. Do another activity. Find me. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, You can pause the video if you need more time to answer this activity. So here are the answers. Did you get 4 or more items correctly? Then, you understood the discussion. So let us summarize our lesson. Again, how do we formulate the nth rule? First, look for the pattern. Second, formulate and apply the nth rule. Third, check if the resulting terms match the terms in the sequence. If that's not right, you can always go back to number 1. Look for the pattern, formulate and apply the nth rule, and you can always check if the resulting terms match the terms in the sequence. Thank you for watching our lesson. If you have any questions and/or clarifications, feel free to get in touch with me through my email address, mobile number, or even in Facebook Messenger app. See you soon!